I'm Courtney Wagner, and this is In the Game. I'm here with Paxon's head baseball coach, Coach Rich Van Sickle. Thank you so much for having us.
Thanks for having me.
So tell me a little bit about yourself. I know you said you're from Texas, but you've been in Jacksonville quite a while now.
Moved to Jacksonville in 1984. I've been here ever since, and have lived here longer than anywhere else I've ever lived, so I call Jacksonville home.
Absolutely, it now has become home. And what got you involved with Paxon High School?
I was an assistant coach at Stanton for 4 years, and then I retired, and the coach at Paxon who had taken over then, Gene Wood, called and asked if I could come help him. And so retirement was short-lived. So I came and I was assistant coach for Gene for 1 year and enjoyed it a lot. And then Gene had some things come up and he had to resign. And on short notice, I was asked by the athletic director if I could take over, and I said sure, because by that time I knew the players and didn't want to leave them hanging.
Exactly, and tell me too, because I know you yourself were a runner, so what got you into baseball?
Well, I was always a baseball fan, but I was a terrible baseball player. But my oldest son, who's now 24, when he started playing, I ended up coaching with him and just became a student of the game, and one thing led to another, and I've been coaching at the high school level now for 8 years.
That's fantastic. And you have a really special moment. You're not only the head coach, but you're also a father to your twin sons who play on the team. How is that?
I enjoy it a lot. I'm not sure that they could say the same thing all the time, but I do my best to treat all the players equally. And it's a lot of fun, but it also provides some challenges for us too.
Definitely. And what are your goals for the Paxon baseball team this season?
Well, we're a very young team. We have one senior on the team right now, and we only had 6 returning players. But we have so we actually have several freshman starters on the roster now, quite a few sophomores.
That's impressive.
We are holding our own. We play a very demanding schedule. We play some 9A and 8A schools. We're a 6A school. But we're doing quite well. We're 7-7 on the season, which is 500, but again, we're very young. We play in a competitive district, and our goal at this point is still to win our district, or at least to qualify in the top 2 to move on to the regional tournament.
Absolutely. And what do you think is going to be the biggest factor determining the success of that?
Well, Terry Parker, we played very tight. They beat us 2-1 in both of our district games, and we play Stanton tomorrow and Friday, and outcome of those games will more than likely determine who the 2 and 3 seed are for the district tournament. So Thursday and Friday are very big games, but our pitching has come along quite well. Our hitting is doing better, so I like our chances, but anything can happen in a one-game situation in the district tournament.
Exactly. It's hard when it's either win or go home. No pressure, but puts a little bit of pressure.
Right. Exactly. So that's one of the reasons we do go ahead and play a very challenging schedule, is to prepare us for those kind of pressure games. So
definitely gets you ready for them. And I know too, you all have the Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute taking care of your athletes. How is that as a coach, knowing your athletes are in such good hands?
That's been a really, really big addition to our program. Anna is our trainer this year. She does great. She stops by every home game and just about every practice. She handles any injuries and helps us kind of make sure everyone's all right and continues to play. So it's been a really big asset, and the players all line up when Anna comes by to see if they can get advice from her. So.
Definitely. And does she kind of work with them before the game, stretching wise too? Is it also preventative as well as helpful if you do get injured?
Yes, preventative. If they have aches and pains, she can kind of go over it with them, and she can let me know whether it's just nothing to worry about, just stretch and they're fine, or if we need to keep an eye on it, or if they shouldn't be pitching for a while until further notice. So those kind of things. But it takes a lot of the pressure off of me having to make those decisions.
Exactly. It's nice when you don't have to be the doctor and the head coach all at once. Takes off some pressure. What's some of the advice you give your guys going into game situations?
Thing I preach the most is to stay in the moment. High school age kids tend to get very emotional up and down. I try to keep us level. If we have a big lead, that doesn't mean the game's over, and if we're down a couple of runs, that doesn't mean the game's over. So, and high school games, unfortunately, most times are decided based on mistakes. So we got to be able to make a mistake and overcome it and be ready for the next play.
Sure, so whoever makes the less errors normally will end up winning.
Exactly.
So everyone's skilled at this point.
Exactly.
What do you think your players have taught you the most?
I'm much more patient than I used to be. So, and I mean that in a good sort of way. So I'm not near as demanding. I don't yell and scream nearly as much. And they're just as interested in winning as the coaches are. So there's really no need to stress winning and all that. We really just have to identify our weaknesses. We use the season to try and get better at what we need to get better at. And every one of us is on board with trying to do well in the district tournament.
Well, that's fantastic. And we wish you all the best of luck in your district tournament. Thank you so much for being with us here today.
Thank you.